Okay, today's video, we're going to talk about how to block your competitors from using your company name in their Google ads, presumably to steal a certain percentage of your customers away from you, which there's a lot of a-holes out there that can and are and willing to do this to you if they can get away with it and they're that unsavory type of person. In fact, I just had one of my actual YouTube subscribers reach out to me. I won't say the exact niche or company itself, but they're in a company that has kind of like a universal item, if you will, a shoe, something like that, where they've been in business for 20 years. So they have a bunch of just repeat customers because once you're in business that long, you do. And that's what, by the way, makes it hard to get into business in a niche like that, because you're paying, you don't have any repeat customers coming in. Every customer is going to be more expensive that you do business with up front, way more expensive. And then the way that these newer companies come up is they'll set up an ad so that when people search for that company on Google, they'll get them to come to them and buy from them instead. Because a lot of people won't remember exactly what the website looks like. And you can even design the website to look sort of like that 20-year player that's been in business 20 years. And then if your ad actually says the name of that company or very close to the name of that company, if it's James Shoe Company, and maybe they won't say James Shoe Company, they'll say James's Shoe Company, they'll still trick a fair amount of people clicking through, going to their site, or going to that a-hole's website that's trying to steal customers from James's Shoe Company, or James Shoe Company, should I say. Even though they're not directly typing in the exact business name, they'll still pull a bunch of customers away. So you got to be able to police people in your niche doing this to you, because if a lot of people, yes, it might be illegal to do it, but they'd rather have a chance of you not catching on and potentially turning this into a business, using your brand, your customers to springboard the business, than not having a business at all, because they can't figure out any other way to get customers profitably, given, like I said, customers are expensive, they don't have any repeat customers yet, and so forth. So, but there's a way to blanket ban, actually, anybody from using your branded terms, your company names, your product names in anybody else's ads, so you don't have to so-called police directly anybody from doing it. They just won't be able to do it anymore. And you do this by contacting Google, and I'll explain exactly how you do that. Of course, if people type in a variation of your brand name, they can get around it, like I said in the second scenario there, where they'll type in a close variant, so you still have to kind of check and do some policing of your own. But at least for the people that type in your exact brand names, it'll automatically fix that problem from now on. And actually, if you trademark close variations to your brand term, you can prevent people from doing that. And respectively, if you see somebody using a close variation of your brand term, you can block people from using that from now on as well. So once you do spot it, you can get Google to stop letting that person do it, because trademark law actually is set up so that anything that's intended to trick people to thinking the person that they're dealing with is the trademark holder, you can sue them, and also you can get them blocked through Google. So all you got to do is prove to Google that they're trying to steal these customers from you, and you got the term trademark also along with that, and they aren't going to be able to do it to you anymore. And so they might try to, tweak what they're doing, change the name again a little bit. You might play a game of whack-a-mole, but at the end of the day, if they realize eventually that you're going to sniff them out every single time they pivot and try to steal customers a different way, they'll just give up. And then you win. So anyway, how do you actually do this? How do you block people from being able to use your brand names, your product names in their ad? There's a way to blanket ban everybody from your company using your company name and or product names in their Google ads with one simple form located at services.google.com/inquiry/AW_TM complaint. So it's right here. This is the website to go to. This form is actually officially called by Google the trademark complaint form. Or you could just Google trademark complaint form. But if you want to make sure you're at the right place to do what I'm about to say that this form does for you, just simply go to this URL. Now, once this form is filled out, okay, you won't ever have this problem again of having anybody using your trademark names, your brand names, your product names in their ads again, as what it will actually do for you is it'll physically prevent people from using your brand name, your product names in their Google ads, because if they go to create an ad once you've filled out this form and they put your company name in their ad, the ad will physically get disapproved, and it's an automated system. So you don't have to rely on some Google employee covering you once you fill out this form. Once you block a certain word from the Google ad system through this form, which is what this form does, you create an ad, anybody else creates an ad with that word in it, it'll automatically get disapproved right away, because every ad when you submit through a new ad into Google Ads' system, it goes through a review process, even if you've been a long-time advertiser. So as a part of the review process, they check to make sure any of the words in your ad that you've used are been previously blocked and through this form here. And if it was on that database of people that filled out the form and said certain names, certain words should be blocked, the ad automatically gets shut down, disapproved. So there's no way for them to get around it unless they make a close variant of a word, or they swap out a letter for an asterisk or an underscore or something like that, which then the automated system doesn't pick up that, ultimately the computer is not smart enough to know your intent. The word is, it's close to a trademark term that you've submitted to this form, but it's not exactly. It's not smart enough to know that they're trying to circumvent the system, if you will. So that's where, like I said, you have to follow up, and time to time, you got to check on your competitors, how they're advertising on Google Ads. Type in a few variations of your brand name, your product names, misspell it, see what shows up, and then when you see somebody, then you should take that term, get it trademarked, and then submit the form again. And then they won't be able to do it. And again, you may have to try many different types of common misspellings and get those trademarked and then submit them through the form to totally dissuade the person doing this to you to give up. And the reason why I say trademark is actually to do this, you can't just go in the form and say, these are all the ways that people refer to my product. Please make sure nobody can have an ad approved with any of these terms in people's ads, because people would abuse the system. You've got to show that you actually give a shit and it is related to your company by physically going to the trademark office or having a lawyer, like most people do, having the terms trademarked, and then coming to Google through this form and having those terms blocked. So you got to put your money where your mouth is, get the terms blocked or misspellings blocked, to actually have Google block it on their end physically through their automated ad approval system for the ads to, no longer get approved if those words are used again. So again, in summary, good practice would be to not only just trademark. A lot of you guys don't even trademark your terms. So this may be the thing that pushes you to do it. But don't just trademark your brand name as is. Trademark common misspellings so that people can't do this to you. Because eventually somebody, if you're big enough, you've been around long enough, chances are somebody is going to try to pilfer your customers. And in case you don't catch on to it right away, because ultimately, let's say they do this to you, there's a good chance of the people searching for your brand name to buy from you, because they're like, I bought from this guy or gal 3 years ago, I'm going to buy again. They have an ad that says your company name on it or a close variation. They could pilfer 10, 20, 30% of those customers that were layup customers for you, because they did that to you and you didn't catch on to it right away. And so, as you could tell an employee every week, check, make sure nobody's using any misspellings of our brand names in their ads to pilfer our customers away, people that are looking to find us again to reorder or whatnot. But people forget. Systems that you put into place, suddenly they stop, being used. You get new people. The information that should be transferred from one employee to the other, wasn't. And so, therefore, it's just better if you get all the misspellings trademarked, even though that might cost you another couple grand up front in terms of legal fees, at least the system's permanent at that point in time. You don't have to worry about an employee doing the vanity checks on Google for people that are abusing your brand by using misspellings of your brand name in the ads and trying to get a certain amount of people looking for you to go to them and buy, mistakenly buying from them instead of you, losing those easy to get customers. It actually can be, if you think about it, it can be worse than them just stealing that sale from them, because once they buy from that customer that they thought was you, now they can steal that customer for life from you, because once they get that sale, they can send them an email saying, hey, if you're looking to reorder, we'll give you 20% off. Hey, if you're looking to reorder, we'll get, and just, they basically got that customer and got that customer controlled. You may not get that customer again. So if they just steal, they get away with this for a couple months. Well, all those customers they did steal in those couple months are now going to forever buy through this other person that was pretending, or should I say tricking people to think that you were them, if you will. So anyway, now, if you have a few people that you still want to be able to advertise with your trademark terms, company name, product names in their ads, such as distributors that you have, you can still specifically allow these people to have put the words that you put through this blocking form to have those words in their ads, as long as you have their 10-digit AdWords or Google Ads ID number prior to filling out the form. Or if you've already filled out the form now, if you obviously you may have somebody doing this to you now, taking your customers. So you just fill out the form. Later on, you could still come back and through the Google Ads, the authorization, trademark authorization form is what it's called. You can come back and say this account should be able to use my trademarks, but nobody else. And that'll allow your distributors or whatever to be able to use your trademark terms in their ads still, which a lot of them have to be able to do that, by the way, because they're selling your, brown bear, boxing glove set. And when somebody types in brown bear boxing glove set, if they see an ad that doesn't say brown bear boxing glove set on it, they're probably not going to click on that ad, which is going to make the ad not profitable for them. So they're just not going to advertise on that keyword anymore. And then, somebody else that advertises on that keyword saying, buy here, 50% off for first-time customers, another brand, that person's going to go to somebody else, and you've effectively lost that customer. So you got to give the if the click-through rate on their ad, because they're not able to use your trademark terms in their ad for people that are searching for those trademark terms, because there's, obviously, and by the way, you can't prevent people from advertising on your trademark terms. It's only people can't use the trademark terms in their ads. But ultimately, if you don't let your distributors, for instance, though, going back to what I was saying before, have your trademark terms a lot of times in their ad, the rate in which people click the ad goes down far enough that what they're paying for a click goes high enough, they can't afford to advertise anymore. So, and depending on how notorious of a brand name you have, even if they're not searching for your products outright, the fact that they can't use your trusted name in their ad can make the campaign unprofitable for them, and you have one less person who can spend their advertising money to advertise on Google Ads on your behalf, which gives somebody else that's not a distributor but in your market, your competitors, to steal those customers away. You want as many people advertising on Google Ads as you can, because the more that's there, the more likely they're going to end up going with you versus somebody else in the market, basically, bottom line. So anyway, you can have those 10-digit ID numbers which is basically like an account ID number of the advertisers you want to be able to have access to using your trademark terms in their ads, and submitting that when you submit the form to block everybody else, or you come back, like I said, with later, if you submit this form up front, just block everybody. Later on, you want to come back, and once you get the account ID numbers of the people that you do want to have access to your trademarks and being able to use that in their ads. You get the ID numbers, go to the Google Ads authorization, trademark authorization form, fill it out. You'll reauthorize or basically authorize the few other people that you do actually want to have access, whereas everybody else doesn't have access to use your trademark terms in their ads still. So anyway, that's a basic overview of how to block / report people using your trademark names, your company name, so on and so forth in their ads, if you've seen it right now, and for good, basically. And as well as some other tips on how to protect yourself, given this isn't foolproof if somebody uses a misspelling of your brand name, of your trademark name, because they can get around it that way technically still as well. Something for you to be aware of. So anyway, with that said, if you liked the video, thought it was useful, I'd appreciate it if you would give it a like and consider subscribing to this channel, as I have actual money-making ad strategies on this channel. I personally guarantee results for all our clients that I work with at my ad agency. I've been doing this for 10 years. Nobody else guarantees results on clients' campaigns where we'll tell you we won't charge you any fees at all until we get you an additional 5, 10, 15 grand a month in additional profit in your company as a result of the ad work we can do with your online ads on Google and Facebook and so forth. And so the stuff that we use to guarantee results for clients, I'm giving to you on this channel. And so if you want to know what actually works, coming from somebody in the trenches doing it every day, not just a YouTuber who just spits out information that's generic information, or a guy who manages a couple of campaigns, you need to subscribe to this channel. Also, if you like the videos here that I have, you can also check out my blog at guaranteeppc.com/blog, where it's also got a lot of working information on stuff that actually works in today's environment to make millions of dollars in sales online using online ads for myself in written form. Beyond that, if you have any questions about trademark, this or that, or any other PPC or ad related questions, feel free to leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. I'd love to be able to hear from my viewers and try to help them, put them on the right track at the very least for being a valued viewer and member of this channel. As a final note, before you go, I just want to also reinforce, if you haven't heard it before, I offer a PPC management, ad management service here at Guaranteed PPC. If you want guaranteed results on your campaign, like I mentioned, we specialize in doing at my management firm. Reach out to me. I'd love to look at what you have in terms of what you're marketing, what you need to do. We don't work with just anybody, but if you got something that's great, looks like it will sell like hell, and you just need somebody, an ad expert who knows what he's doing to get you results for your company, that's exactly what I do. And we can literally, like I said just a minute ago, guarantee you get more sales before we charge any fees. We get you enough sales up front before we charge fees to cover what we charge in terms of our fees. So it's literally a no-brainer offer. Nothing you pay us comes out of your pocket, because we have to make you at least that much before we demand a fee from you. And if you don't get that increase in sales, we don't charge a fee at all. So, but it's got to be the right product or service with a lot of potential. If you're not looking for somebody to help manage your ad accounts directly like we do here, which is our bread and butter, we also, by the way, have campaign templates. So if we got results in your market already, and you want to bypass all what it takes to get good results running ads online for your market, use our campaign templates that we've already developed for your market already. We've already got 50 plus different industries where we've templated out the results, where you can literally copy and paste the ads, the landing pages and stuff that work for your market. And we can tell you up front what results we can get for that market before you pay for those templates. Of course, we charge money for this, but for the few $1,000s that we charge for the templates, you're basically getting a steal in terms of the results you're going to get. You get what we spent years optimizing and figuring out for a certain market. You get it all instantly for your account buying those templates from us. So if you're interested in that as well and see if we've worked in your market already like that, reach out to my firm at guaranteedppc.com, as well as if you would like to be a client of ours, reach out to us at guaranteedppc.com. We'd be happy to look over your stuff and even also have a conversation with you. In either case, if you reach out to me, I will give you a free assessment of your account and tell you what I would do if I was running your company in terms of running ads, or take you to the next stage running ads for your company. I offer that to everybody who contacts me, regardless of what they're contacting me for free. So love to hear from you. That said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to be able to see you on my next video where we have another good advertising strategy that works for you then. See you later.